Dear friends, welcome to AS American IELTS and TOEFL Training Center. IELTS International English as Level Testing System. It is conducted by British, Australian and Cambridge University to check the candidates' reading ability, writing and listening and speaking ability. And TOEFL also the same thing, test on English as foreign language, conducted by American government. It checks your reading, writing and listening and speaking. Here, we have come here for writing and speaking skill development, and it is the Lingua Forum Essays, then Dream Tech Publications, video number 81. We have come here. So in IELTS you have a topic, they give a topic to write almost around 250 words, and you have to speak on the topic also in speaking task. Any topic they may ask. Suppose if you get a agree or disagreeable questions like whether you agree with the topic or are you going against the topic, what you are going to speak and what you are going to write. See, the topic here is some people, not every people, some people is what's given here. Some people prefer. Prefer means what? Where do you use the word prefer? When you want to choose one out of two, then you are using the word prefer. Prefer is a verb or an adjective or a noun? Definitely it is a verb, isn't it? Some people prefer to spend most of their time with their friends. So 24 hours are there. So some people love to spend their time with their friends. Some other people prefer to be alone most of the time. They love to be alone. Which way of life do you prefer? Being with your friends or being alone during your free time? Which do you prefer? Use specific reasons to support your answer. A friend in need is a friend indeed. So a friend, you like to be alone or to be with your friends? This is the topic. So let us see what the writer goes in for. The time spent with your friends can be enjoyable. You can enjoy the time spent with your friends, can be enjoyable. There's also a time to be alone. The writer says he has to be alone also. However, anyway, and to think seriously without the input of others. So when you want to think, when you want to take decisions, when you want to think of new ideas, you should be alone, because you don't need to have any interference in the input of others. Your decision shouldn't be influenced by the input of others. Relaxing alone at home is a good time to think about. So relaxing alone, being alone at home is a good time to think about something important or enjoyable without the interference from other people. Without the interference of other people, being alone, it is something good rather than spending time with your friends. It may be enjoyable, but your decision shouldn't be influenced by the inputs of your friends. That's what here the writer says. So the writer goes in for what? Being alone. And coming here also, solitude. What do you mean by solitude? Being alone. Solitude means being alone. Is an aid. Aid means what? Help. Of creativity. Being alone helps you to create. Artists, they love to be alone. Whether you take A.R. Rahman, you take Ilayaraja, these persons, they love to be alone because it helps their creativity to think about it. Vairamuthu, a writer, they love to be alone so that their creativity increases. Many good ideas occur when one sits alone and lose one's mind or wander. So whenever a person is alone, they leave their mind to roam around, wander around, to collect ideas. They will sit. Physically they are sitting in one place, that the mind goes into different areas, different locations, different circumstances to gather ideas, to gain ideas. So the result may be a valuable new insight. Insight means what? You are able to see something which you have not seen. You will be able to find something which is not found. Even when I think Mohammed Ghazni, his name is, isn't it? When he was sitting alone, he saw a spider 13 times, isn't it? It's losing, and finally 17 times or so many times. Finally, it was able to rebuild its web. So he took it as a lesson, and he was able to fight with India and able to win. So when you are alone, you find a lot of things which you have not seen, which is something which is very aware, but you are not able to understand the concepts. So here the chemist who worked out the structure of the benzene the chemist. Benzene ring. What do you mean by benzene ring, sir? Benzene. It is something flammable. Immediately it can get fired. For example, had that particular idea while sitting in front of a fireplace. When he was sitting in front of a fireplace, he got the idea of this benzene ring that immediately catches fire. Would that idea have occurred to him if he had been sitting with a friend in a noisy tavern? So will he be able to get this idea of creating this benzene ring when he is with his friends? So as such, moments of creativity, company must be the last thing one desires. So for creative person, at such moments of creativity means, you know, that something which have not been created, and you are the first person to invent something, to create something. So with the friends, it is not possible to create certain things. Consider the story of British poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge. So he is taking the example of the poet, British poet. His name is Samuel Taylor and Coleridge, who composed his famous poem Kubla Khan. So this famous poem is called Kubla Khan. The poet's name is Samuel Taylor Coleridge. From which country he is from? He is from British. In its entirety in his mind, entirety means totally in his mind, and was ready to put the poem on paper. So this gentleman, just see, read the lines carefully. The British poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge, he was writing a poem called Kubla Khan, and totally everything, he got his idea in his mind what to do. So he was almost in a, it is called pre-production, isn't it? Post-production is once it's over. So he was able to pin all the ideas in his paper when he received an unexpected visitor. Suddenly one of his friend comes. The visitor soon departed. The visitor went away. He was about to write down all the new ideas, all the creative ideas in the poem. Suddenly a friend comes. He departed, he went away. But meanwhile, Coleridge had forgotten the portions of the poem. Poem is, poem as such, certain time the poets get an idea to write. Suddenly somebody comes, he disturbs and he goes off. Suddenly he forgets everything. The poem, he was able to recall and record only bits and pieces. So he takes back his mind to find out what exactly the thoughts and ideas which he came, but which has come, but nothing was able to fully bring down all the ideas. So only in bits and pieces, only little by little he was able to get it. Those fragments became one of the best known poems in English. So this poem is considered to be one of the best poems in English. Which poem? British poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge's Kubla Khan became one of the best poems in English. But mind you, he was about to write the important points, but he forgot. Because of what? Because of a disturbance by a visitor. What must the original work have been like? Imagine if the visitor has not disturbed, still he might have written something more, something best. We will never know, because unwanted company distracted the poet as he was about to write it down. As he was about to write it down, this unexpected visitor came and disturbed him. So coming here, therefore, companionship may have its benefits. Companionships, of course, you need a teamwork to do certain tasks, but so does time spent alone. When you are alone also, a lot of new ideas comes, and while group activity may be fun, it may be fun, a group involving in something, it may be fun. Solitude means being alone, yields, gives deeper and more lasting rewards. So a lot of rewards, a lot of best things come when you are alone, when new ideas comes up in your mind without the distraction of your friends. If your friends are there, they will try to influence their own ideas. Why do you want to do this? Your originality, you miss your originality, and all the ideas and thoughts, those thoughts will have an influence of your friends. They may distract you, they may disturb you, your originality, you may lose your originality. So the writer goes in for saying that being alone is best rather than being with your friends. Of course, being with your friends is fun, but it doesn't yield the good result. So let us call the IELTS takers to come forward and present their views. Yes, gentlemen, you come. Yes, come, stand. Yes. Could you tell about what exactly you mean to say about this? If you get a question like this, how you are going to speak?
Yeah, if I get a questions like this, agree or disagree points for some people prefer to spend most of the time with their friends or to be alone. I prefer to be alone because it will be quite interesting for innovating a new things, and we can remind a lot of things in our mind, and whichever we studied from a basic schools and high schools and in colleges, that will be remind when you be alone, and will be that will be implemented in our future works. And lot of things, a lot of examples for that. For an example, Kubbal Kana is a famous poem that was written by Coleridge. At the time of she had got on ideas in her mind, ready to put in a paper. At the time, one of her friend has came, so all those ideas and points has destroyed in her mind. So at the time, she cannot remind anything. After that, friends has written back. That means departure from that place. So friends we need for fun and to give the ideas, and good friends are needed. Even though at the time of your own personality improvement and own things for your whatever you are, you should be alone to get more things from you.
Good.
Thank you.
Tell our viewers what she is for, being alone or being with friends.
I would prefer for being with friends. Life is full of enjoyment and grief, so this life will not get again. So I will go for being with friends, and they are the good motivators and they are the good advisors also, which helps me to